Welcome back, everyone. We're diving into a fascinating book today. Um, it's called The Invisible Gorilla by Christopher Chabris and Daniel Simons.
Oh, yeah, I've heard of that one. It's about, like, how our brains kind of play tricks on us, right?
Exactly. And get this, we're talking about things we miss, like literally miss with our own eyes, things we misremember.
And even, like, when we totally misjudge what we're good at,
Right.
we
Yeah.
think we're way better at stuff than we actually are.
That's it. And it happens more than you think.
Correct.
Seriously.
It's like those optical illusions, like the ones where you see a staircase that keeps going up and up.
Oh, yeah, those are trippy.
Even when you know it's a trick, like, your eyes still see that way. It's crazy.
So these authors, they call these illusions too, right? Like cognitive illusions.
Yeah, that's right. And they say even when we learn about these illusions, they can still trip us up.
Okay, I'm ready to be tripped up. Let's start with this illusion of attention. What's that all about?
Well, the book opens with this story, a true story, about a police officer, Kenny Conley. Back in 1995 in Boston, he was chasing a suspect, right?
Yeah.
And during the chase, another officer was getting beaten up, like brutally beaten
Ooh.
by other officers. They mistook him for the suspect.
Yeah.
Conley was actually nearby, but he swore he didn't see anything.
Wait, he was right there and didn't see a beating? I mean, come on, how's that even possible?
That's the thing. Conley's case and the way everyone reacted to it, it just shows this whole illusion of attention.
Meaning?
We think we see so much more than we actually do. We're sure we'd notice something strange or something important,
Yeah, I'd like to think I would.
but that's not always how it works.
So you're telling me even if something's right there, right in front of us, we could just totally miss it?
You'd be surprised.
I mean, there's got to be more to it than that, right?
There is. And this is where things get really interesting. Remember that experiment, the one with the gorilla?
Oh, yeah, the invisible gorilla. Yeah, I've heard of that one. What about it?
It's like the perfect example of inattentional blindness. They show people this video of two teams, they're passing basketballs, and they ask people to count how many passes one of the teams makes. Sounds easy, right?
Yeah, super simple. What's the catch?
While everyone's busy counting passes, someone in a full-on gorilla suit just walks right into the middle of the game.
No way.
They stop, beat their chest, then just walk off.
Okay, come on, I gotta call BS on that. There's no way I'd miss a gorilla.
You'd be surprised. A ton of people miss it completely. They're so focused on the passes, they totally miss this unexpected thing happening.
That's crazy. So even if something totally bizarre happens, we can just blank it out. What about in real life? Not just an experiment.
Oh, it happens all the time. Think about it. How many times have you walked right past someone you know because you were on your phone?
Oh, all the time.
That's inattentional blindness right there.
Wow.
And sometimes, this illusion, it can actually have serious consequences.
Like what? Give me an example.
Remember that incident with the USS Greenville submarine back in 2001?
Oh, yeah.
It surfaced right under a Japanese fishing boat.
It caused it to sink, right?
It did. And tragically, 9 people died.
That's awful. I remember there was an investigation.
There was. The commander, he looked through the periscope before surfacing, but said he never saw the fishing vessel. They blamed it on distractions, procedures.
But they never explained how he missed a whole boat.
Yeah. It's like he looked, but didn't really see.
So are you saying inattentional blindness was the real reason?
It's definitely possible. He wasn't expecting to see another boat there, so his brain just didn't register it.
Like that saying, looking but not seeing. I think I'm starting to get it. Like our brains have these blinders on.
That's a good way to put it.
Yeah.
And it happens in less dramatic ways all the time. Drivers missing motorcycles because they're not looking for them.
So basically we're all walking around missing gorillas left and right.
Pretty much.
You
It's
know.
not that we're not looking, it's that our brains are kind of tricking us.
Okay, that's kind of unsettling, but good to know. So how do we avoid these invisible gorillas in real life? I mean,
We have to, like, challenge what we think we're seeing. Be more aware that our attention has limits. Even experts aren't immune to this.
really?
Yeah, the book talks about how even expert radiologists, the ones who look at x-rays all day,
Yeah.
they've missed gorillas in the x-rays.
Wait, even experts miss stuff. So it's not just about being distracted. It's about how our brains are wired.
Our brains are always trying to make sense of things, and sometimes they take shortcuts. And those shortcuts, they lead to these illusions.
Well, awareness is the first step, right? Knowing about these illusions can help us be more careful.
Yeah, more observant.
Yeah.
And maybe, just maybe, we'll avoid some of those gorillas in our own lives.
I hope so.
So we've talked about how we miss stuff, but our brains don't stop there. They also mess with our memories.
Yeah, okay, like how?
We like to think our memories are perfect, right? Like a video recording.
Totally. Like, I can remember this super embarrassing thing from middle school. It's like, I can replay it perfectly.
Right. It feels so real, so vivid. It's like, how could it not be accurate?
Yeah.
But the truth is, memory, it's way more changeable than we think.
Changeable, what do you mean?
Think of it like building a puzzle. But some pieces are missing.
Uh-huh.
Our brains, they fill in those gaps with assumptions, expectations, even stuff we learn after the event happened.
Hold on, so you're saying our memories actually change over time? That's kind of scary, isn't it?
It can be. This book has a great example. Bobby Knight, the basketball coach.
Oh, yeah. He was accused of choking a player, right?
Yeah.
A huge scandal.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Knight denied it. And other people who were there, they all had different stories.
So whose memory was right?
That's the thing. Everyone could have been telling the truth, as they remembered it, at least.
Wait, so everyone had a totally different memory of the same event? How is that possible?
Memory isn't this objective thing, you know? It's all filtered through our own perceptions, our biases, even how we were feeling at the time.
Okay, so it's not just forgetting stuff. We might actually remember things differently than how they happened. Now I'm really questioning everything.
That's the whole point. And it gets even weirder. You know, researchers actually implanted fake memories.
Wait, what?
Yeah. They showed people these photos, doctored photos of themselves as kids, like floating in a hot air balloon.
You're kidding. So you're telling me they made people believe they had these experiences that never even happened?
Yep. Just by seeing that photo and trying to remember, people started believing they'd actually been in a hot air balloon, adding details, emotions.
Wow, that's nuts. I mean, I get how memories can fade, but to create a whole new memory, that's next level.
It shows how malleable our memories are. Not just forgetting, but distortion. Our brains filling in blanks with stuff that never happened.
Okay, this is freaking me out a little. Are you saying I can't trust any of my memories?
Not exactly. It's not about being paranoid,
Mm,
but be aware of their limitations,
yeah.
you know?
So how do we do that? How do we know what's real and what's not?
It's tough. First, even the most vivid emotional memories, they can be distorted. Don't think your memory is a perfect video.
Yeah, we tend to romanticize the past, don't we?
Totally. And we might fill in gaps to fit how we see ourselves in OW, even if those details weren't there originally.
So we're not just remembering, we're actively shaping those memories.
In a way, yeah. And this is huge for stuff like eyewitness testimony.
Mhm.
The book talks about this woman who was positive she identified her attacker.
Ah.
DNA evidence later proved she was wrong.
Whoa. So even if someone's totally sure about their memory, it could be wrong. That's amazing and terrifying at the same time.
It is. Even when someone's super confident in their memory, doesn't mean it's accurate. Our memories are amazing, but they're not perfect.
This whole thing about memory has been eye-opening for sure. I had no idea. And the authors of The Invisible Gorilla, they don't stop there. They also talk about the illusion of confidence.
Right. We always hear confidence is key, right?
Yeah, like fake it till you make it.
But what if I told you the people who are the least skilled are often the most confident?
Okay, come on, now you're messing with me. How could that be true? Wouldn't you know if you were bad at something?
Not always. Remember that Dunning-Kruger effect we talked about?
Remind me.
People who are incompetent, they often lack the awareness to realize they're incompetent.
Yeah. So they're so bad, they don't even know they're bad. That explains a lot about my cooking.
Exactly. But this illusion of confidence, it can be a real problem. Remember that chess experiment?
So those chess players, they thought they were way better than they actually were, right?
Exactly. And their rankings proved it.
But chess is hard. Maybe it's just like tough to judge how good you are at something like that.
That's what's so interesting. This illusion, it's not just for complicated stuff.
Really?
Studies show people overestimate their abilities in pretty much everything. Driving, intelligence, even sense of humor.
Wait, so you're telling me most people think they're like above average drivers? No wonder traffic is so bad.
It's true. And it's been going on for years, not just a modern thing.
Okay, so explain this to me. If we're always getting feedback, like how good we are at stuff, shouldn't we be more realistic?
Well, we tend to filter that feedback. Like, we take credit when things go well.
But when we mess up.
We blame something else, so we're not getting a clear picture.
So we're basically wearing rose-colored glasses when we look at ourselves.
Pretty much. We see what we want to see.
Mm.
And that adds to this illusion of confidence.
Okay, so overconfidence can be annoying, sure. But is it really that big of a deal?
It can be, especially in groups.
You're talking about groupthink, like when everyone agrees and feels super confident, nobody wants to speak up, even if they have doubts.
Right, and that can lead to some seriously bad decisions. The book uses the 2008 war between Georgia and Russia as an example.
What happened?
The Georgian government, they were so sure they had a strong military, they made decisions that basically started a war with Russia.
And I'm guessing it didn't go well for them.
Nope, their overconfidence backfired big time. It shows how groups can fall for this illusion too, just like individuals.
Okay, that's a little scary. So what can we do about it? How do we avoid this whole confidence trap?
Well, we've talked about being aware of our limitations, but there's more.
Like what?
Be skeptical of yourself and the others.
Yeah.
Question things, get different perspectives. Be okay with being wrong sometimes.
So balance confidence with, like, humility. And realize that real experts, they know what they don't know.
Exactly. And when you're trying to figure out if someone's competent, don't just go by how confident they seem.
So don't be fooled by someone who's just a good talker. Look for proof they can actually back it up.
The book talks about this guy, Ronald Cotton, who was convicted of a crime he didn't commit.
Because of a bad eyewitness.
The witness was super confident, but they were wrong. Confidence doesn't always mean accurate.
This whole deep dive into the invisible gorilla has been mind-blowing.
These illusions, they're powerful. They affect everyone, even if we think we're too smart for them.
But at least now we know.
Right. Knowing about these pitfalls can help us make better decisions. Be more careful.
And a little more humble, right?
Exactly. It's not about being cynical. It's about being more mindful.
More aware of how our brains can, lead us down the wrong path.
It's the first step to making better choices.
Yeah.
And maybe, just maybe, avoiding those invisible gorillas in our own lives.
Well said. This has been a fascinating deep dive. We've learned how our brains trick us. We miss things, we misremember things, and we even misjudge how good we are at stuff.
All the time.
But now we know. And that awareness is the first step to overcoming these illusions. So keep those minds curious, question everything, and maybe you'll start spotting those invisible gorillas hiding in plain sight. Until next time.